going to be player 1 or player 2. Let me get their names up on stream in a minute. You guys enjoy the set while I get this set up for you. VPB0101 is going to be playing JUDOMASTER here. So kicking it off just right. Here we go. And we're going to say, are we going to pick Judo or do we pick this? And I'm going to put those predictions up in chat now. I am here in the flesh and ready to go here. And you see 2 sectors smokes immediately, and it just makes you think, is this the only team that's viable in this game at the moment? But the mirror might make you approach it a little bit differently. And just thinking about it, oh man, I'm getting excited for this one. It's going to be a damn good time, so stay tuned, because these matches are in no shortage of stopping. We got a whole ass event for you guys to deserve it. And the main reason you say, why did you do a smoke tournament, you know? Feel, can my set be next? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. We'll figure it out. Flip him on to the other side and slam him down. 72 HP left, and the tech out of that grab swiftly on the back pedal. Good boot interrupting him, and that high ends up hitting him. Little cancel to show off why not. And don't forget, there's a bonus brutality pool in this as well. So keep that in mind. In this game. Coming at you up 1-0 on the set. VPB on the lead at the moment. Good little check out in neutral, not cashing out with that one. Gets him with the high on the jump, and another teleport not going to work until he got him lacking up there. Now it's his turn to build up the health lead back up to what he's used to. A good setup with those rockets, meeting him in the air and following up with a cancel. That new buff is something that I wanted to see utilized, and I said, what better way to show off the new tech, and maybe we could learn something together than with the smoke-only tournament. And the thing I looked up, I go, you know, how do you play him in the first place? And one thing I learned about him very quickly is he has no mid. All of his mids come off of his strings. So while he's in his attacks, throwing those blades all around, that's when the mids are going to come out. So you can duck and punish a lot of his strings, but that low right there is a good check at just conditioning people to block low or just not let go so you can get them with the overhead mix. And you can combo a little bit off of it, but it's nothing too crazy. But he's got no mid. That's very true. You know, everything he does, like he's got pressure, sure, but he's very punishable. He's high risk, high reward, I feel like. And where Sector might hold a little bit of a place is just to get rid of that risk, just a tad bit. Takes the edge off, I would say, of the character. And allows you to play him a little more free. And you get some, you know, Sector allows you to get some combos off, so you do look good when you use them. That Sonya kick, though. This will confirm. That's an interesting setup he gets there. Continuing it on. Little jump in with the overhead. Not going to catch him there. Returning the pain. VPB. Carrying on the momentum once again. But he's invisible now, and you got to guess. And it makes it even more tough to think about when you play the character. Because you're like, okay, this is the mix I always go for. Like, I know what's a high-low, or overhead low. You know, what are you going to do? Smoke. You cope. 2-0 on the set. VPB. VPB. Properly set up right here in a second. Hold on. Good enough. Enough messing with that. I gotta focus on the match here. Immediately off the rip. Dashing out a big exchange. VTB continuing on this momentum right here. ORETSUUX, the best smoke. So many goats in this chat right now. Welcome in, welcome in. Little down poke from below. He is finding his ground right here. And making it fun. On the set point, he goes. Ready to close it up. Check out with Sector again. Going over to Farah, just, you know, maybe we'll see what's pop it up here on this next combo. Continuing on into the corner. He's invisible. The mix is just so easy at that point. He continues on this work. And look at him working at him now. Just digging deep. Getting the absolute most out of him right now. Sector Rocket comes in between them, and he opens them up with a brutality as well to seal it off. V. Getting on the brutality board, taking that first round. Dub right there, looking very good while doing it.
Obviously has
one
demons within their
set
own.
is complete. It is as well some serious good training partners up to go against, and we are looking at the result of that hard work and dedication to Smoke going off to build up that reputation as a hell of a player. And now you're in this point now where you get to show them off, show off that tech, show them why they know you. Good cancel pressure and right back at him with the MK1 smoke mirror. This is a true beauty to see. The Sector cameo as well. This is what I wanted to see, is just the cancel pressure from these guys. If it is just going to be crazy, and it looks like it is. Gets the first hit on the low, ends up taking care of the rest of the health.
Round 2. Fight.
On the little jump in, not getting nothing right there. Nice up block calling him out. Tragic building up his damage back up for himself, trying to get the conversion going to continue on this combo. Look at what he is doing. Invisible. You gotta guess. What's the move? Popping him down. Gets the teleport off. Now invisible. Just a straight down two. And that's the thing about him, is if you can duck his strings. Look at that crazy armor right there. Through the fire and flames on expert level. Cuts right through him and takes that first game off of ERO. What a crazy sequence right there.
Smoke wins.
Getting the
Round 1.
first hit in that cutscene at the very least. So moving on to game number 2. Look at that setup right there with the double rockets. Gets an overhead connection too in that. Trying to open him up a little bit with the low. Ends up settling for a grab. Get decent damage off of it too. Good overhead catch. Returning the favor. Back at him now. The Sector rocket coming. The pressure. The imaginable. What the heck are we seeing right here? Rocket coming back in. Overhead connection made for Tragic, as he is invisible now. Getting the mix to connect and just building this damage back up. Low check. Finds the opening. Forcing breaker. 200 separating the two of them. Slamming him back down. Gets the knife back too. Gonna seal that first round. Tragic looking good. Crazy reset. Tried to get that little new aerial move he has and a little open up. It used to be an overhead, but they made it into a mid, I believe, or a high. I think that should have stayed an overhead, because that just would have been crazy what you could have opened up with that. Gets Sector Rocket back up at him now. Tries to get a little low action now. Moving towards him, but an answer comes right through the gap. And now the counter. Slamming him down, getting the bounce back up with the rocket. What's the move here? He's invisible. The jump, where is he? The raw press, the patience ends up paying off. ERO building up his damage into the corner. You go. And capitalizing here. 30 HP left for Tragic. Good answer. Right back at you.
Final round. Fight.
1,000 HP each starting off, but that quickly switches over to the favor of Tragic as he continues to build this damage back up. Moving at him now with an armored move, not going to work. Just backpedaling carefully. You know, I think about it, when I go as a Reptile, I think Kritis is the one that told me this. He's like, well, can you go invisible? He goes, just wait. He goes, just wait to see what they do. What's the move here? Rocket, they both armored. What's the result of that is still corner pressure in the favor of Tragic and not finishing up the combo. I don't know if that was a drop intentionally. Ends up cashing out that move, though. And getting a little flashy with it, too. Looking for a brutality, and does get it. Tragic going up 2-0 on the set right now. Looking good. I'm kind of in between all the players here, so me hosting's the best ping you're going to get. I have labbed this, too. I have labbed the netcode. Block pressure back on him now. Trading blows back and forth, and seeing what they can do here. First opening. For Tragic coming up here now and just leaving each other at a standstill. Who's going to win this exchange first? Sector Rocket moving in. Now out full screen. You got to wonder, what's the move? Is he waiting for him to go in with a teleporter? My God, what a crazy conversion there. Into Fatal. Get the heck out. Force breaker, he goes. Oh my goodness. The lows are coming out. The fire is had it, just a down 2 out of nowhere. Takes care of him.
Round 2.
Bringing out round 2 at you now. Potential set point in the favor of Tragic. Does he continue on this momentum and take ERO out of the bracket? Does ERO just have a demon run right now? It's not looking good to begin it off, though. Nice little suplex or whatever you have. Onto the other side of the screen he goes. Oh my goodness, the teleport in. Just a crazy low check to evade the grab. Right back into the corner you go. This is not where you want to be. Scott Breaker, what's the move here? He doesn't get the right read. Gets gripped. This is so tough. You got 50% to get over another teleport. He catches out. Sector Rocket in there too. Get Fatal Blow. Is this death? Is this death? No way. No way. I don't think it is, but it's close. What's the follow-up here? Sector Rocket? No, he doesn't have it in time. No. You're getting the privilege of seeing this live, and so am I. 0-0 is the score on this set as we continue on this tournament. Round 1 continues on the 3rd set. After further ado, let's get this thing started. Rolling off with the Smoke Scorpion and Smokes Arena. Trying out some different tech right here, and these guys have definitely squared up against each other fairly recently. So who will be the winner of this set? Might be the test of patience right here. Playing Leapfrog up from a distance, wondering what the best move to get in on Smoke is, and it seems to be that jump. Spacing out correctly and cashing this one out. HAZE on the beginning here, in the corner, on the tear. Keeping his momentum up. The boots come, the blades are flying. Flipping over to the other side he goes. Good up block there, catching him in his tracks. Throw the Serena blades up, no punish there. Off the Serena exchange. You gotta know one Serena combo for your character, but maybe it's up to the Smoke player how they want to go about that. But there's good trades you can get with when players are throwing those double blades. And a lot of it, you know, involves you having to take a hit first, and it might not be what you're looking for. Against Smoke, good little check right there. Get that invisibility up. Flip him onto the other side. HAZE in neutral, backpedaling carefully. Spacing out, trying to get a little bit involved in there, and the blade gets flung around right there. Scorpion, fire, coming all up above. Spacing out the two of them, 10 seconds on the clock, and from a distance, ends up cutting the gap between the screen and takes care of him with that fatal blow. Nicely done. From Justnasty right there. Not done yet. Yes, he is. How'd you get that opening again? Let's watch that one more time.
Round 2. Fight.
Round 2 we go. Chucking those blades up from a distance. Another big check. One more time, waiting for the first opening to go. And on the punish. Nasty cooking up a little bit here. Sliding that blade up, and Scorpion continues on the damage. Cutting him up right there and leaving him launched. He gets the capitalization he was looking for. 405 damage. Good jump right there over the top. Continue on the damage he goes. Good continuation of the combo. Gets 312 after that. Scorpion just gets you so much damage in this game. It's awesome to watch. Good check out from a distance with that Serena blade. And every time I've played a smoke, or I played any tournament in person, I have always had to face a smoke Serena. UCT being the exception, but every other time. Oh no, UCT I did play. Yeah, first round. Nice little finishing move there from Justnasty to take the first dub. And finishing it off strong, he goes to a little bit of flashy swagger. Round one up for you now. These guys kick it off. Looking those blades around he goes. Winning the first exchange. Looking good. Nasty on this tear. Look at him building up damage. Defenses are up now. Trying to get a low opening there. Not going to happen. Trading out. Invisible. Good little exchange. They unfortunately didn't hit each other. So HAZE continuing on the damage up in the corner. Building up this combo. Looking good. 345 gets that meter drain out with Serena. There's so much you can do. You can build up meters so fast with her. With the new buff she has. Where that portal underneath will turn green. You build meter insanely fast as a result. New addition to the game they add along with these moves that got added to Smoke's moveset. Very interesting to see as well. Little low check, throwing those legs around, gets a cancel to extend the pressure. Gets the mix with Scorpion though, overhead ends up connecting, so that's just gonna be a great start for damage for him. Breaking out of it, not having any of it. About 300 separating the two and backpedaling. Good catch out in neutral. Right into the palm of his hand. And what a crazy move right there.
Round two. Fight.
Flung him back down, 309. On him with the check up high, wasn't ducking it. Continuing on. Scorpion extending the combo too. There's so much damage you can get with this character. And that extra overhead, that extra little smidge of mix that he gets. And if you're against a smoke player, you're like, oh, maybe he's gonna do a cancel there, so let me either mash or wait it out for a punishable string. And trying to build his lead back. Being down in this set at the moment. Ends up getting caught in the schmicks. Justnasty taking the second game right here. Kicked him out there. The big builds this lead. Blade. We see another kick off the first game in the forest. Couple checks of the Serena blade, nothing coming out of it. Still rolling with the same cameo, feeling like that is where his money will be. Maybe just hoping he can catch him at some point. This is a good beginning right there. This is gonna hurt. He's got the meter for it too. Ooh, drain that meter a little bit too. It's 290 and he has no breaker either. Good setup to begin the tail end of this first round. Good health lead too, up by 500 points. Gets a nice overhead beginning. In the corner you go. Chopping up. Delivering. Big, devastating strikes, and on the teleport in the corner, he's invisible now. The flawless block is crazy. Continue him on. And sliding that blade and digging more damage into him. 393 and misses the tail end due to a little get-up delay, it seems, and holding them down. Pressure continues. Tries to close the gap immediately, but not having it. That smoke is a free, or pardon me, the Scorpion is a free call-out. You say, I want to get the heck away from you. Overhead does connect. Avoiding a set point. HAZE not trying to get 3-0'd today.
Fight.
We'll check out with the Serena blade. Uses the cancel, but gets called out with a sweet anti-air. That is one of the nicest anti-airs in the game. Basically connects from anywhere. Get a little bit of movement, maybe getting him to strike a little bit. Good up block call out. Very good guess. He's gonna get damage on this one too. HAZE building up the pain right back at him. Has the download complete. Says, hey, I want to strike at this guy. 200 HP separating the two of them. Checks out with a Serena blade. Now in neutral. Just a good little swipe of the blade. Continuing on into the corner. Continuing with Scorpion. He goes. Doing some work into him now. Continuing on this combo. Look at how much damage this is. 449 and gets a good reset. Neutral duck at an opportune time. Finds the opening with the blade right there. Only using a smidge of that blade. Smidge of the bar, rather. Set himself up nicely using Fatal Blow as well. How much does this do? Man is using every tool in the kit to do the most damage to him, and this is going to be about 423 it ends up dealing. Low health situation, though. HAZE close it out. Or is Nasty able to clutch out this round right here and finish the job when he needs to, but an unfortunate end to this sequence as he throws that slightly unsafe move out, and just a test of patience with 9 seconds on the clock. Ends up biting. One more time, falling for the same trick. That must be a painful mistake, and now you're kind of like, when can I even throw out that move again? He's punished it twice in a row now. The timing comes. You bet you won't do it a third time? That's the question. Good anti-air. Continuing on. Look at him now. Smacking him back down. Continue with more flawless blocks. Another low poke. Ooh, good cancel right there. Gets an up block calling him out again. Scorpion not continuing the combo though. In neutral. 100 points separating the two of them. Is it set point, or does it go on to a game 4 scenario? Justnasty looking for the sweep, but it's a test of patience. Gets him with the overhead right there. Not a big damage and cash out right there. So 40 separates the two. 25 on the clock. Dwindling down to these moments. Who will strike first? Who will bite? Where is the patience gonna lie? And who will make the first entry? And a teleport between the two. Tries to cancel. Playing the health lead carefully. Knows he doesn't have the full kit yet. And maybe the Serena Blades will make their appearance here. And not able to get the rest of the chip off. And just like that, Justnasty playing the test of patience. Ends up sealing the final one. Anticlimactic, just a tad, but he's still taking. Coming up next, we got the next set we have on stream. It is ORETSUUX versus RFT Redbull coming at you in the tea house, in the rainy tea house. But where there's smoke, there is a slightly steamy rain, it seems, too. Neutral, good little check between the two. Using them cancels immediately. Redbull looking flashy. Checks come out from high and below, and it is just immense pressure off the rip. And look at Redbull just with a complete foot on the gas pedal, just keeping this momentum so alive and well. That's the thing about Redbull you got to keep an eye out for. It's just the pressure just doesn't seem to stop. It seems like an endless movement, an endless amount of strings that are just thrown at your way. Wants to get up at you. Now trying a little bit with a taste of your own medicine, saying, you like to play aggressive? Well, I'm going to play right in your face too. All right in there. Getting down and dirty. This first match between the two of these guys. Little cancel in the mix of all that. Does he continue it on? He gets a grab, following him through, flip him out to the other side. 60 HP, and where does this trade go? And not enough to kill, but it takes care of that with a big old high leg kick coming at him after that hit. Redbull getting the first exchange right there in his favor. Popping him up with a big old combo. Continuing on this damage while invisible. Does he upblock the correct read? I guess not. Right back at you. Invisible again. Rocket coming out too. Another rocket. How you doing? Who is who? Popping him down. Big damage up here for Redbull. Cashing out this Ender. If they take care of it, up block is going to seal it. Smack them back down. Wake up Fatal. Tried to get Sector involved, 11 HP left, and just a swift down two, gonna be able to react and take care of ORET. Looking pretty damn good, taking that first game. The Rockets are trading out, and in neutral they go. It looked like a good little poke from Rhett on the receiving end of Redbull's exchange here. Taking care of them little by little, chipping away at that health. Overhead connection made, teleporting around. Continuing on the damage. They go. Smacking them down. Rocket comes back up, popping them up again. A nice down two on Wake Up. Right back at you. And that overhead into Rocket. You gotta get up delay that immediately. You want to stay alive for that. Perhaps not. It all depends on the timing. On the other side, gets the up block to get a direct exchange off of this, and two Rockets popping back up. They go. Continuing on the damage. It's building up. It's smacking them down with big fat 50 burger popping out here. A rare occasion, but 550 is the total on that one, as we have the biggest damaging combo of this tournament. Continuing on the pain. From the other side this time around, ORET wants to take this round and not drop anything else. Big damage has been dealt. Popping up around and smacking him. Gets the second round in this favor. Poor sucks 500 ping. Yeah, it's going across the ocean, so it's going to be a little laggy, unfortunately. Popping him down with a little low check and continuing on the damage he goes. ORET on the receiving end of Redbull, but can't stop this momentum. No breaker to be had, and Redbull's able to close out the gaps quickly. Gets a second round win on ORET. It takes care. But we ain't worried about business. We're worried about MK. We got the semifinals coming at you now. It is the first round of semifinals. Both these guys are EU as well, so maybe it'll make it a little bit more fun for the two of them, but it is what it is. Coming back at you with the semifinals, we go Vis VPB. And Redbull squaring off for this round one matchup for these smoke players. Said first to 5 with me and Redbull. Yeah, maybe we'll see. I did want to make the grand finals first to 5, and if their players are down to do it, I so want to do it. Keep on the momentum, dude. We want to see some cool tech. That's what it's all about. Redbull was still dropping 50%ers with 300 ping. Like, that's still cool. Like, I don't care, man. But facts, y'all need to play this game on PC and then go over to PS5. And the input difference is crazy. It runs so much better. Redbull is the GOAT. Look at these cancels, bro. You can't... Come on. But striking first, Vis got that first round and trying to escape the corner. Maybe some down pokes between the two will do it. Little cancel into there, got it. And carrying on into the corner, he goes. Popping up, almost had a down two check, but whiffs, so that's a whiff punish for VPB. Carrying on into the corner, they go. Red Rocket set up there. The high pressure too after that cancel, staying on. Look at this in the corner. He doesn't know what to do. Low ends up finding a slight opening there. Where do we go now? The overhead almost connected. Trading up between the two. Popping down below. Now spaced out. Taking him out a little bit. A huge exchange off here. And now, following through. The damage has been dealt. Last hit is landed. 462 damage for Redbull, taking that first round right there. Landing some big strides over here and slicing those blades around and popping him into the corner. He goes, overhead is landed. They continue it on the damage, trying to even out that health lead, building momentum. So good. Red Bull continuing on nicely. Damn. Ooh. No way. This is death. That's crazy. The robbery with the fatal blow extending it out too. Nicely done from Red Bull though. Did not see that one coming. Definitely dead now. If you want to spread the word, shoot a tweet out. Maybe tell your Discord friends about it. Get some more people up in this. We got the semifinals and a couple more matches for you now.
Round 1. Fight.
Continuing on, got the rockets blasted out of now. Continuing on the damage into the mid-screen section and building, and building. 518, another 50 burger out for Red Bull. Look at this damage they can just deal with this rocket. Crazy setups here and on the cancel on top of that too. Just building. What a crazy uplock. Are you kidding me?
Round 2. Fight.
Got the fan lift, but still getting the opening on low. He has such good spacing with that move. Pretty much hit that at max range. It's a free check, and oh my god, that up block's gonna cost you. Eat that 18%. Sector's finally back. What's the move here? Pretty much relying on that to get in, because without that, he has so many unsafe approaches, so pretty much a free get-in tool is what I'm seeing with that rocket especially. I do think it's interesting, one thing about his invisibility as opposed to Reptiles is you can take that hit while you're blocking. So you still have to guess at this point. You know, when you have Reptile, you have to get a setup off to get the invisibility. And then even when you do it, you're still pretty much a sitting duck until you get touched again. But think about it again, while you're invisible, you pretty much have a free mix. If you have a character that's really mix heavy and say high risk, high reward like smoke, perhaps it justifies it. Just like this fatal blow being spent definitely does. Same reason he won the first game, getting the second through it too. 1-2 right now on this set. He is looking awesome. My friends win no matter what. It doesn't matter if they have a bad pin. Bad ping. Smith, NZX, Justnasty, Anubis, and 29 Ray. Sydney, and then VPD, Trey, Hayes, X-Men. Thank you all. We appreciate you. Off a great 50% exchange off the rip. 2 touches, and you are 80% down. And while he's invisible, had another hit right there. Almost got him with the Sub-Zero clone. Surprisingly to see him pull out that. What was the move? Maybe to stop him from getting in, maybe getting the clone involved a little bit. Some good tools, but I just don't see the... Oh, perhaps the projectile with Sector 2 is another thing he wants to avoid with the Ice Armor. I didn't think of that.
Round 2. Fight.
Wow, that was a crazy cancel. While he's invisible, jumping up and down, waiting a second, he tried to uplock it, but not gonna work for him. Carrying on this momentum, he goes. 300 damage has been dealt, and more continues to stack up. He's invisible as well. What's the move right here? Who gets the touch? Ends up getting it. VPB staying alive is the name of the game, and they succeed with that. Barely taking a scathe on that second round. It's crunch time. Really tough overhead to read right there, but he had no rockets, so the defenses were just up, not willing to see through the gimmicks. With that ice armor, you gotta get a little more ballsy than that if you want to take him. Redbull off a great exchange right now. He is invisible, tries to mash out of it, not gonna work. Redbull sealing up the tail end of this combo right here. 142 HP is all that he has left. On the side switch. What is the move here? 80 HP, swipe down to the blade, 18 left. On a jump and a sweet read to stop him out of that. And finds a little bit of ground here to continue on the damage while he's invisible. Gets enough little mix started. Defenses are up and a flawless isn't there. So Redbull will be taking that end of the match and getting a third win, going up 3-0.
These guys definitely have more time.
Plenty of experience fighting each other, I'd imagine. And I'm ready to see it.
Round 1. Fight.
Tragic in the purple. Nasty in the green. Fitting colors for these two. And we need to understand the severity of the situation. This is the best smoke we're going under here. These are some of the best smoke players we've ever seen. The most consistent performers we've seen in here. But Justnasty, I'll tell you what. He is the most patient. I think he is so freaking patient. It is crazy. Kenny, what's going on? Welcome into the stream. Hope you're having a good time. Predictions are up in chat if you want to pick a winner for this one. Put all your Geo bits up for grabs right now. We have a pretty good competition we got here. These are in the semifinals, the tail end of the smoke-only tournament. Carrying on the momentum he goes with a little overhead almost connecting there. Going over to Sonya. You get a great mid-check from a distance. And can advance on with that pretty safely alongside some good anti-air options that you get with her as well. If you make a hard read, you can call out that little air continuation of the combo, but I'm sure the extension of the overhead mix that she gives you, like that, is something to look out for. How they utilize Sonya. I've seen a lot of different cameos used today, and it makes you wonder if there's really just one concrete one. And I think it's Sector. If you're going to pick one, it's definitely going to be Sector for the meta one, but these are all valid choices. Fatal blow-off on this, too. Look at that conversion. Nicely done. Crazy amount of damage is being dealt right now. Does this scale out just a little bit? 390 it does. Wake up Fatal. Oh, block. Oh my god. Patience is a virtue, and just waited out and took care of him on that first one. So if you take pride in being a patient player, then you got to make the right reads. Happen to do so there. I think some dude in his chat, I was watching him the other day, and he goes, Justnasty, the most patient smoke player. And he said, you know what he said? He said, I gotta be. He said, I gotta be. You know, humble man, you know, but I think he's up there for some of the greats. At the moment, needs to make a hell of a comeback, though. Down 800 points, needs to make some work happen. To do cancels invisible is just wild to me. Finds the opening, too, as well. Work it out. Oh, my God, look at that. What? What was that? That was fire. Oh, it's so sad. It's not going to amount to a round one, but that was so cool.
Final round.
Man, what a crazy clutch out there for Tragic. Both a round up in this first game that we have, and it is going the distance. It's going to be a slugfest. Overhead jumping, almost had. Oh man, folks out of him carefully. What's the move here? RKO coming at ya. Backpedaling, finding momentum here. Got the last hit of the high, but not able to convert it fully. Probably didn't believe in it. Escapes the projectile game. You see, he can just dash right towards you. He can cut off zoners so effectively. So if he's got that move right there and wants to advance on it, he's got to have a move to cover it up. Overhead made. This is crazy. Is he going to have breaker in time? Gotta break now. 50 HP in a dream. He's got Fatal Blow too. It's very possible that it can happen, but Justnasty has no reason to make the approach right now. And any attack is just going to be a straight up counter to whatever he's throwing at him. No jump made there. Patiently waiting, turtling, not punishing the hit. Not catching him moving either, just playing a good game of the time. Good cancel to try to create some kind of opening there, trying everything at the wall to see what sticks, but a game of just proper blocking. Getting a little swaggy with it at the end. Takes the first game on this set. Justnasty looking gross with that first dub. Treating out projectiles, meeting in the mid screen, not able to tech out of the grab properly. Closing in the gaps effectively. Good overhead connection made. Carrying on momentum now. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh, these sets have been absolutely incredible, man. It's been a great time. These guys are going tit for tat. Absolutely. That first game went the complete distance. And look at this crazy teleport move right there. Dog. Oh my goodness. Trying his damnedest to continue this on, and looking at that. Getting that first round right there. Tragic. Taking that one. Down in this set, but definitely not in spirit. Taking the first game off Nasty. Needs to ride off this momentum now. Huge morale boost. Catches him with the overhead, and you know, sometimes when you get in your head when you're blocking too much, you fall for springs that you might not normally get caught for. And in a mirror, I feel like in a mirror, that's where it gets even trickier, is the further you get into these sets, the more you try to download each other, it's like the more confusing it gets. Not having dedicated servers for tourneys is trash. You're so right. You're so right. I just wish there was an alternative, like a Face-It League or ESEA or something like that CSGO used to have, but for this game would be incredible. Can you send me the friendship code? Dog. Oh.
Just what father taught. Final round. Fight.
Might have found an alternative, and it might be able to have Steam. I might be able to do Steam invites instead, which would be so much easier. Out to these guys for the next match. I could provide better ping for the players too, so that's exciting for the grand finals, whatever ends up happening with this one. Justnasty ends up leading out to the very end and taking that second game, so leading to round number 3 in the second fight. Backpedaling carefully. Who wants to be the first one to make the approach? That's up to them to decide. Forcing the lows, moving at him. Overhead made, digging deep, carrying on the combos now. Oh my goodness. Look at the damage being dealt. So much pain. Overhead made with Sonya continuing on. It is just a slugfest. Come on. The anti-air was sweet from Sonya. That move is so crazy. 3 flawlesses in a row, but still falling to the mix. Oh, MK1's on Steam still. Laser coming in. Overhead made. Separating the two. Laser coming in. What's the move here? What the dude? Come on. He doesn't have to attack it on the punish. He gets him. Ends up succeeding. No brutality needed.
In the eyes against his own teammate. Can he prevail here and take it out? We will see right here in the semifinals.
Justnasty up 2 games right now, feeling really good and looking sharp as attacking this too.
Look at these blocks. Nicely done, finding the exchange out there, grabbing him and Nooch. RKO hitting ya. This is a cha-cha slide. I just realized that. It's like an EDM cha-cha slide. Take it back now, y'all. Which is what Justnasty is saying as well. Popping them up. Woo! Man, it's so crazy. That little, so the cancel while he does the dive down right there is a good way to kind of hesitate, to catch people kind of juke out a little bit and catch your opponent moving. Something he doesn't usually cause a bounce. Yeah, that's very true actually too. I didn't notice that. I will donate this in a Discord. He will donate 50 Omni-Man only tournament? That's crazy. If character only tournaments are the way, then so be it. But that's a tempting offer. And I probably will do that. Crazy sequence here, trying to take out the legs a little bit. Enforcing every move in his way. Same attack with the high. Not going for the duck there. He's still rolling with it. Blocking, not taking any chances. But you can neutral duck that, just go straight down to, but not feeling any risk at all. He wants to take this game and take it safely. Well, down a huge amount. Nasty's building momentum, but Tragic's got a little away at that health. He wants to take this one. As he approaches the corner, Nasty isn't letting up one bit. He's not teleporting. He's not doing anything crazy to get out there. He's going to walk you down and patiently block and find the openings when they're presented. He's not going to play unsafe at all. But at a moment's notice, when he spaces out, he's closing in the gaps immediately and making sure that when it's his possibility for him to stay his turn, he's doing it. Oh my goodness. Good mid check from a distance. On the teleport. Wow, what a crazy catch to end it out. And Justnasty, just like that. 3-0's Tragic. And it has been lopsided. Every single one has been 3 house that we have. We have Red Bull on the other side of the pond. And Justnasty fighting. I am the bridge between the two of them, allowing these two guys to get their match started off. And we are kicking it just right. Into the corner we go. Little pokes from down below. Oh, that's decent. Good cancel out of there. Trying to poke his way out of it. Good up block made. And continuing the damage up. Nasty finding an opening there and building up this momentum. We'll put up predictions for this for sure. Predictions are up in chat. If you want to make your guess for who will be the grand finals champion, this is a first to 5. So this is absolutely going to go the distance, I believe. But these guys are trying to take every little bit away from him and enforcing the lows and trying his best to take him out. But Justnasty, patient game, finally succumbs to him taking that first round right there. Nasty looking good.
Round 2. Fight.
Wow. Popping him back up. He goes for a jump there, catches him down below. And invisibility is such a good tool. Allows you to never guess what your opponent is about to do next. Crazy sequence there. Not able to get the down 2, so that covers up that move completely. And trying to build his health fleet back up in the corner he goes. Slicing away at that health.
And Scorpion continuing the combo. Looking quite good. 410 HP damage taken away from him. And Invisible ends up succeeding. Justnasty played an amazing game. Separating 100 HP between the two of them we go. And backpedaling carefully. No need to make the approach. And what is the move from Redbull? Waiting time. Trying to juke him out a little bit. Left to right. And you go. You got that rocket following you up. What's the move here? Tries to press. Not going to fall victim to it. Spending Fatal Blow too. What a crazy opening. From Redbull. Juked him out. Said in, out, in, out. How you doing?
Should I end this hunt? Final round. Fight.
Flipping him down to the other side. Backpedaling now, forcing Redbull to make the approach. It's a game of chicken. That's what I feel like this really comes down to in the mirror, is who really can get the opening first, or who can juke each other and think they're actually going to press. And sometimes you actually just got to do it to see if you can get it. But like I said, Smoke not having a mid really holds him back in his own matchup too. It's forcing you to hard commit to something that might not be safe. Like I said, what he lacks in mid is definitely not lacking in mix. Or it's like that. Not exactly completely mixed, but you get the gimmick. Crazy move right here. Doubling down on the low. Continuing on the damage he goes. He should never get that mid. Nah. Look at these cancels. They're trading back and forth. This is a crazy sequence. Overhead almost hit. The fire coming back up, dude. This is nuts. They're just showing off at this point. Oh, dude, doesn't want to poke. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. That was an absolute dogfight right there. Holy cow. Not enough to kill, but he is close. Backpedaling carefully, little low poke. Flawless blocking and negates some of the chip damage. He does the same thing, but ends up getting gripped. And how you doing? That game is going to go to Justnasty. Remember, it is a first to 5. Long way to go. But the first game, so we got to give them some time to digest each other and let these two specimens of Smoke fight. Enforcing the cancels, trying to get some type of opening made. You gotta wonder, the longer this goes on, you're like, okay, well, he's gotta hard commit to something at some point. And look, these guys with a crazy anti-air right there, almost had the full capitalization. Answers coming to counter, smacking them back down, continuing this on, looking good. C builds damage up, 412, done. And they're holding off a second to see what he could do. And nice damage has been dealt, slicing that Karambit along. And just doing so much. Backpedaling carefully. What's the move right here? Using that cancel on top of the HAZE. Creating out. 300 HP. Nice catch and nooch. Not capitalizing. Fully finally finds an opening through the block string. Nothing there. Too risky to become. Waits for the teleport. Right time to strike, and he does.
I am everywhere. Round 2. Fight.
It comes down to playstyle, right? And if you have a guy who knows what everything unsafe is, and he is a very patient player, well, if he plays his game correctly, what he's known for, it should be a 5-0 in theory, right? Or is Redbull a goat? Redbull gonna bring him the distance? We will see. Spacing out between the two of them. Nasty wants nothing to do with it. Holding back. Saying he's gonna grab a chair, grab some tea, grab a little something something, just backpedal and backpedal. All you do is backdash. He wants him to approach. That's how he's gonna guarantee it. And with the health lead too, his force, he said there's no such thing as playing boring. Ain't no such thing. Getting the low and
Evolved ended up catching him, forcing the breaker. Even health lead between the two. Up block, hard read, nicely done. He's got to make every combo count the absolute most, and when he goes for another setup, he's got a hard commit to it. Good blocking though from Redbull leads to this combo right here. You got to take care of this health lead right now. 20 between the two of them. Nasty has to reach out a little bit. It's gonna cost him to play unsafe. Those 3 seconds are up for grab. Does he get the grab in there? Nope. Just doubling down on the low, seeing if he can get it. And we will see. Wow, flawless block on top of that too. That was a little flashy. Wow. Them trading out cancels in the corner is nuts. The inputs you have to do for that, like in a moment, they're breaking their hands doing this. This is nuts. Dog. Holy cow, he just keeps building on him. 400 damage done on top of that 156. Just stacking the damage back up. Could this be Red Bull's time to shine and even out the scores for once and for all? But a breaker ad between the two of them. 60 HP, a health deficit that you gotta overcome. And how do you do it? What's the move? When you've been backpedaling the whole game, how do you make your approach? Feeling him out from the same size. Tries to get the overhead in there as the approach he was looking for. He's gonna have to go with some kind of crazy move right here. Grab. They're not grabbing. Oh my goodness. Gets him with the sector barbecue. And Red Bull making it the 31% in the favor of Justnasty. 4 people voting for Justnasty, the 1 for Red Bull. The bag was on Red Bull for damn sure. Big pop-up right there, cashing this one out. Big damage. 300 piece right on top of his head. Staggering out some of these hits with the rocket, continuing on too. Justnasty going to the sector is an interesting switch, but noticing he's preferring to keep the mirror a true mirror this entire time. He wants to use exactly, so there's not really any counterplay with the cameos. I want to have every tool that you are using. And I think that's an interesting approach for a mirror, but you gotta wonder what the comfort level is with each cameo. I'm not saying he doesn't know how to use them, but comfort's a factor when you're playing high, 10 sets like these, and you want to play with, your best options. So, believe in the process. Definitely believe he labs enough to do this. And with a big swipe of the blade, 161 damage, takes that first round. Makes it look easy. Smacking him down. He's got the rocket up. Continuing on this damage. Gets a big old strike right there. Backpedaling just a tad. Both are doing the same. Strings, who will succumb to the overhead and gets the first combo off of it, extending it with the rocket too. And a good setup leading into this next exchange. 4 flawless blocks. That is just flashy. Get out of here. Out from a distance, the rockets are traded out immediately between the two. 50 seconds. Health lead slightly in the favor of Red Bull. Not having to make the approach. That's what it's all about when you get into these sets, right? It's knowing when it is your time to go in. And it is just an immediate switch. Like these guys, the second they are above that on the health lead where they are somewhat comfortable, they are not going in. There is no point in taking that risk if you don't have to. Big damage right here. How you doing? Breaker. Just a nasty wood. What the heck? What did I just see? And that was all flawless blocked after that too. What a crazy sequence between these two. Finds the opening. Should be enough to take it. Red Bull bringing it up. Red ping. Ping's not that bad. We're doing okay. Much better than the 230 that we had before. That was a little tough to watch.
Up block. Nicely done. What a crazy jump in right there. Landing the continuation of the combo as well. And look at Sharp while doing it. Another cancel out. Oh my goodness. Look at this mix. That's so good. 2 flawless. What are you going to do? I'll take it the ping's good if he's hitting triple flawlesses, dude. I'll take it, it's good. Smacking him down, the rocket is back up. Continuing on the damage, he goes good off block CAD. Swinging back at him now. Able to close it out. Is this enough to kill? Looks like it. Not yet. The rocket will do it though. After that reset, continuing him on and sweeping for Justnasty to go up 2-1 on this set. Little cancel on that jump in. Now playing a little more aggressive, it seems, on this opening attack here, and then immediately back to retreating. But finding, continuing on the combos he goes. He is building on this momentum strongly. He is doing so good at picking up these openings when they present themselves. Good up block out for him now. He is continuing on the damage for himself too. Right back at ya. How you doing? Stacking a big fat 330 piece. And in neutral they go. Nasty. Foot on the gas. Triple committing, quadruple committing to the rocket one more time. It's an infinite, it seems, of blocking that you cannot escape and finding that opening and taking it. Last bit of health shredded away, and 1 HP is left for Redbull, but that last check ends up getting him.
Round 2. Fight.
Nasty on a great first round right there. Healing himself a little bit, thinking that the momentum is in his favor. You got a round lead. You got a game lead. Now you got to stack on this. Up block again. How you doing? Further into the corner he goes. Nice little low poke. Not going to be able to get anything on it though, so the whip punish comes out from Redbull, and it's costly. A 364 piece. The rocket's back at you. This guy has so much health. What do you do? How do you escape this situation? And it's just going to come through a flawless block that cancels. What is the opening? And just all that chip succumbing to the pressure. Nasty falls in the corner. It's 1-1 on this beautiful 4th game that we have here. Beginning his combo off the low, continuing. Rockets are back up. He's popped up. He's feeling the pressure, and I guarantee, what's the move out here? It's an up block and swipes of the blade, smacking him back down. Continuing on he goes. 392 damage dropped. Wow. Able to close the gap full screen and then hits him out of the air too. Nicely done. Redbull playing out of their mind right now. Big damage. This is gonna hurt. And he gets more, a little reset too, and then Sector Rocket comes out too. 14 HP. Game on the line. Redbull's got to have a perfect execution here, and that just isn't the case. The brutality comes out as well for Justnasty, and he's like, oh, there's a brutality pull. Here we go, 3-1 at the moment. Redbull feeling the pressure a little bit, and Justnasty just might be running away with this one too. Little something off the lows might be had. A good up block though. Continuing on the damage we go, and the first lead falls to Justnasty, and he can build on this so good. Hit him with some cancels. On the jump. Doesn't make the correct read, but nice little neutral jump again. Just a swift little press in the air ends up getting him. Continues on him now. Building this momentum. And just continues and continues. He is at 8 HP at the moment, and a swift teleport ends up taking him. Feeling good in a sweet commanding lead over him now. He is doing everything he can to make it happen.
Swiping these blades around. The rocket comes back up. A nice little press in the air. How you doing? Smacking him back with the blade again. Nice down two, confirming into the rocket. About an even health lead between the two, slightly in the favor of Nasty, so no reason to make the approach. 70 seconds on the clock, though. Breaker had. What's the move here? Taking out a little bit, juking, trying to find what is the move here to strike, and how are you going to get in? Double rocket does come out, though. It created an opening. Justnasty building on this lead, too. Looking quite good. Flawless blocks out there now, and just a couple presses leading in the favor of Nasty, and he is building on this momentum now, continuing the damage, continuing the pressure, and continuing to be an elite smoke player against some of the best that we have seen. Both turtling, no reason to make that final press, really forcing him to make a ballsy approach, and ends up getting him there too. Justnasty, the 4th win for himself, going into that.
Round 1. Fight.
Redbull versus Justnasty in these final moments of the tournament. Potentially, unless Redbull can make a miracle happen. But at the moment, Justnasty playing a crazy good game. First opening and stacking up the damage, 30% has been done. Nice job finding these openings here and just continuing on the pressure. He's doing so good. Just when you think he's gonna hold off, he puts on the gas pedal. Now the rockets back up. The trade happens, but kind of resets them both, not really leading to any damage or anything like that. Flawless block and just a swift swipe of the blade one more time. Justnasty on tournament point to be the smoke tournament champion. A nice down two after that, and looked to close this one out. Full bar, a breaker for Redbull. Gonna have to spend it on there after that sector rocket was gonna follow up. Crazy catch out in neutral, he goes. Winning the exchange though and building on this lead slightly, 30 points in the favor of Redbull. Throwing everything at the wall and seeing what's gonna stick here. Redbull begins to find some ground here. Wow. Forcing these highs so much, and just has the rocket to cover it up too, and he just keeps on keeping on. 200 health, backpedaling, forcing him to move in now, and does he get it? Nice little trade, but eventually falls victim to him. 16 HP, and on that exchange ends up taking it, becoming the tournament champion. Justnasty has just done it and taken out some of the most challenging players that we have seen in this tournament. And he does it in a 5-1 victory for Justnasty to take it over Redbull. Very, very, very well played to everybody in this tournament.